The return here on the National Mall is certainly a good start to returning the nation to God, but it doesn't end here. Next stop, Plymouth, Massachusetts, where 400 years ago, the Pilgrims made a sacred covenant with God that this would be a nation to love Him, serve Him, and follow His ways. There, Carter Conlon of New York City's Times Square Church believes he was led sovereignly to the very plot of land where the Pilgrims began to build and pray. And that's where he'll lead a nationwide call to God from 7 to 9 p.m. October 6th. It'll be live streamed so anyone, anywhere can join right in.
We're going to be hosting a prayer meeting from the very house built in 1790 that sits on the portion of ground where the first house in America was built by the Plymouth settlers in 1620.
A promo for the October 6th gathering shows those Pilgrims that first winter were freezing, starving, and deathly ill, but full of faith.
It was in that house that in a position of weakness, with half of them having given their lives the first year for the cause of freedom, of religious freedom, they prayed.
And God promised them 400 years ago they would have that freedom here in what became the land of the free. But what have we done with that freedom? Conlon points out America enslaved an entire race of people, and today American families are broken, abortion's rampant, and the nation is unraveling.
We're going to ask God for forgiveness for what we did as a nation with the freedom that God gave us.
This video contains Conlon's plea to America to join him October 6th.
Every one of us are being called at this moment, whether you live in New York City or you live in Ohio, in a small town. Everyone has a part in what God wants to do. He's searching the land again. This is what we're facing in America today. God is looking for a people to agree with Him that He could show us a mercy moment again in spite of our behavior.
God Himself has called this prayer meeting because I believe He wants to show a moment of mercy for this nation.
The Christian who bought the property where the Pilgrims first prayed began to feel that for some reason God wanted him to get together with Pastor Conlon. Then a few weeks later, the pastor just happened to sit on a bench not 30 yards from the property. They met and began to pray.
There was such an undeniable presence of God in that house that when I went back to my hotel room that night, I couldn't sleep. And I said, Lord, why did you lead me there?
And God revealed to Conlon in 2 Chronicles chapters 6 and 7 how He'd wait and wait in a place for His sinful people to return to Him.
And my heart will be there perpetually. In other words, I'll be waiting. If you stray from me, I will wait here for you to come back.
He's been waiting in Plymouth, Massachusetts, 400 years. Now, October 6th, it's time to return to Him. Paul Strand, CBN News.